day. It's good to be here. I haven't posted in a little while, but I thought I'd only post when I thought I had something that I might like to show you. So I don't want to spam you with all sorts of things. Anyway, today I want to talk about my new dress that I've sewn. It's from this magazine. It's the Burda Easy. As you know, I subscribe to the Burda Style magazine, and because their offer for subscription was so good, I thought I'd also subscribe to the Burda Easy. I thought I'd get an idea of how in-depth they are when they're looking at giving instructions for beginner sewers like I am. Anyway, the first thing that I've sewn from this magazine is dress number 3A. It's this one in the catalogue, in the book, and it's the same dress that I'm wearing. I'll put an insert here of myself twirling around so you can see what it looks like. I had a few issues with making this dress. I first tried it in a green velour, and if you've seen my previous video you'd know that that didn't turn out very well. I think there were two reasons. The first was I think the recovery of the stretch of the velour perhaps wasn't what was required for this pattern, and the other thing as well, when I held it up to the light it was a little bit transparent, and I think my underwear might have shown through, which is not exactly a good office look. Anyway, I'm really happy with how this dress turned out. I thought I'd tell you a few things about it. So my sizing, I normally cut a size 44 from the Burda magazine and use a 46 for the waist. I'll put an inset here and show you the photograph where I've marked up my sizes versus the Burda Easy, and I will also include shortly after the excerpt for the sizes from the Burda Style magazine, and you'll see what I mean as I'm talking here. So this dress here, I had a few little oopsies. I changed the neckline because when I cut out the neck of the original pattern, I held it up to my body and I found that it was showing a bit more cleavage than I'd like. So I recut out the neckline and I also recut out the interfacing, and I think it's actually turned out quite well. The other thing that I had was this is it's a lovely red scuba fabric. I didn't know how it would sew up for this particular dress, but the sticking point that I had was the fact that this fabric doesn't actually hold its shape when you press it into a certain shape. So because you can't use the iron very hot, it's got a sort of a polyester feel about it. I did try it on a test swatch, and I don't think it would have been good on the final dress. So I couldn't get the fabric hot enough to actually get an interfacing to stick. So I don't actually have an interfacing sewn on this dress. I've just got a plain fabric interfacing. The other thing, because I couldn't press it to a neat crisp finish, what it is, well, let me illustrate my point. I had this all pinned and I pressed it neatly in anticipation of sewing it up. I went away, I made myself a cup of coffee, I came back and it had all rolled out and looked like a big fat sausage. None of the pressed areas held. It would have looked atrocious. So I had to take a different tack. So I don't know if you can see here, I've actually done a twin stitch all the way around, and I think it's actually done the job. So the thing I would say, if you're going to do something like this, of course, we're all sewing. We want to ultimately make clothes that we'd like to wear, but also we don't want to waste fabric. I mean, it was a pity about the green velour, but I really love this fabric and I really wanted to work. So I came up with a different solution. And what I did, like I said, I twin stitched the top very neatly all the way around. It's actually holding really well. Doesn't need any pressing, it stays. The thing to be aware of if you're going to make a solution like this is to make sure when you do that, because it's probably not going to be such a stretchy neckline anymore, you probably find that you're going to want to just check that you can still get the dress over your head, because this dress doesn't actually have an opening at the back or the side. It's just a pullover dress made of stretchy fabric. So some of the other modifications I made to this dress, you'll see from when I actually twirl around a bit. It's quite a loose fitting dress, and in the actual magazine, I'll show you another picture. There's a picture again here. It is quite a loose fitting dress in any case, and I actually like the idea because you don't really want to wear a bodycon dress to the office every day, and sometimes you want a dress that hides a few sins, and I think this one does actually. So I actually took in the side seams a little bit because I found that the ease was a bit more generous than I'd like, even though I normally cut for the size 46 generally and for the size 44 generally and for the 46 in the waist. I actually didn't need that for this dress because, as you probably know, when you're dealing with stretchy fabrics, you could actually probably afford to go with a little bit of negative ease. I don't believe this pattern was cut with negative ease because I measured to my sizes and I cut to the sizes as in their instructions. Anyway, if you're looking at sewing this particular pattern, it's number 3B and it's in this Burda Easy magazine. It's really good for a beginner, but what I would say is maybe not in scuba. If you want to do it as a beginner, probably go for single knit or double knit jersey. And the other thing, this collar here, if you're wanting to sew it in, you're going to need perhaps a 100% cotton, something that you can iron really hot so you can actually get the interfacing to stick to it. I'm actually looking at sewing this dress again at some point, and I think I will do it in possibly a double knit jersey with no elastane. I think the issue with the ironing is when I try to iron the test swatch, unfortunately I don't have the test swatch anymore, it actually destroyed the elastane and left a shiny finish on the fabric, which I didn't want on my finished dress. So would I sew this dress again? Definitely. I think I'm going to sew it again in a t-shirt fabric. It's really nice. I've actually worn it to the office before, and it's really comfortable, and I think I'll get a lot of wears out of it. So I can definitely recommend, if you're a beginner, the Burda Easy is definitely one to try. I'll put links in the description in the video over here. If you're wanting to buy back copies off eBay, it's usually a good idea to try that if you're wanting to try a back copy just to experiment. The thing I will say is some of the older copies tend to be a little bit lower priced, but because their value holds so well, you might not find any at say £2 or £3 or even £4. They usually resell on eBay quite close to their original shop price. I've got another project to bring to you soon, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If you want to, you can follow me on Facebook. You'll see all my new blog posts and you will see all my new videos, and you won't be spammed either. Thank you. Bye bye.